Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm your host D-Day, and today we're doing part 2 of the Legion League challenge guide. This will be challenges 13 through 24 so that you can also unlock the monolith aura effect. I went a little bit over. I should have recorded this the day before yesterday because I played one more time and got 2 challenges immediately afterwards. So you can say this is a 13 through 24 because I won't be going over the 2 that I did after that. That'll be part of part 3. So stay tuned. Okay, so the first challenge that I wanted to go over was the complete twinned maps challenge. That one I did very easily. There's only a couple of maps that are required to do the twinned. Let's see, complete twinned maps. It's these 5 maps, and it's fairly simple. Like, all you have to do is grab one of them. Let's see, Arena, if I can spell it right. Arena. So we have an arena map. You grab it white. You hit it with an orb of transmutation so that you can turn it into magic. And the twinned is a prefix, so it'll be before the map. So this map is called arena map. Freezing is a prefix, so it can't roll twinned. So we grab an orb of alteration. We hold down shift and we left click. Resistant, fecund, freezing, antagonists, and you keep doing this. See, this one has a suffix but not a prefix. So if you wanted to, you can use an orb of augmentation to pop it on here, because augmentations are cheaper than alterations. So unwavering, that one didn't pop. So we're going to keep rolling it. What we're looking for is going to be twinned. Otherworldly, twinned. There you go. So that's how you roll a map. This one has a prefix, no suffix. If you wanted to run it like this, you'll get credit. If you want the quantity to be higher, you can hit it with an orb of augmentation to give it a suffix, and then you can also use a regal orb to turn it into a rare. So that boosts the item quantity and ends up making the mobs have better drops, of course. And it keeps... The area contains 2 unique bosses. So now if you run this map, when you kill the boss, you get credit for it inside the challenge. And you do that same thing to all 5 of them. I got lucky. I think 2 of these dropped as unidentified rares from bosses. And when I identified them, they had twinned already on it. So I got extremely lucky. So with that segue, the next one I did after that was completing unidentified rare maps, which is pretty cool because you don't have to finish every single tier. As you can see, I did 10 of them, which were most likely going to be a couple of stragglers here, and then mostly 11 through 16, since red maps are very, very easy to unidentify. One hint that I can give you towards this challenge is that when you defeat the boss of any map, at least here in Legion League, I've noticed that it has a really high chance of dropping a map. And when maps drop rare, they drop unidentified, because items are always unidentified. So if you have a build that can run any map mod, keep it unidentified and then just run it. All of the tiers before red maps, before 11, so 1 through 10, all of the ones that I have completed have been me just popping rare unidentifieds and running them, because my build can run any map mod. And the scary map mods don't really show up until red maps. So all of these 2 through 6, 9, and 10 were unidentifieds that I've gotten as loot drops from final bosses. The 11 through 16 I'll show you real quick. This one might be a little trickier, but it doubles up with another challenge that I'm going to be saving for part 3 for completion. But one thing that I'm going to do for you guys is in this challenge, I'm also going to give you the ones that you should be doing during this entire league that require RNG to the max. So let me go. Right here, when you're doing the Atlas bonuses, to get the bonus for white maps, they have to be magic at least. Which I run them all, I always alch them because increased quantity has better map drops. Yellow maps have to be alched, so they have to be rare for you to get the bonus for it. Red maps, they have to be alched and valed, so they have to be corrupted. You have to run a Val orb on it. So one thing that I'm going to do is, let me grab one that I actually like. Dig, Gardens, Infested, got Lair, Malformation actually. This league, I absolutely love Malformation. See, I have an unidentified corrupted here. So let me show you this one. It's an unidentified corrupted because one of the Valing options turns the map unidentified. So that's the example, and then let me show you, I'll do all 3 of these guys. Like I said, I'm going to lead into another challenge as well. So you take the white map that you like, and this is tier 11 for example. Alch, 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 and you can do this with however many you want. If you have a crazy amount of currency, then yeah, of course, just take all of your one map that you love, alch them all, and then val them all at the same time. So I have 3 malformations here, and normally you check the stats to make sure that your build can run it. So my build can run anything, but I prefer not to do temporal chains because it's slower. So this one looks good. This one cannot leech. I actually don't like that one, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scour and I'm going to alch this one over again. I noticed that I don't like the no leech zones. They make me kind of nervous, to tell you the truth. But anyways, okay, I can do that one, and then I can do this one as well. So these are 3 alched red maps that I can run. So I'm going to hit them, and I only have 3 Val orbs left, but I'm glad I had that other one in there as an example. When you hit them with Val orbs, see? Doubling up. This one is a 8-mob map. One of the options, one of the things that valing a map can do is turning it into a really beefy 8-mod map, which you can see at the very top, item quantity of 110%. Crazy. It's awesome. I love these. There is a challenge in the league for running 30 of these. So I wanted to show you this is something that you should be working towards if you're trying to go for the final MTX reward. And then you have, of course, the Val option of nothing happening but it turning corrupted. And oh, I am extremely lucky. I got 2 8-mod maps out of that. And it's a map I like. So this is great to use as an example for the 8-mod map. But what I was going to say is for Malformation, another one of the options is that the map goes unidentified. And what's great about that is that it keeps all of the stats from when it was identified. So you don't have to worry, it did not reroll. It is still the stats that you chose you could run, except now it is also unidentified and you get a hidden plus 20% bonus quantity in this map. So it's actually it's a juiced up version of that same map you just had. So if it was 58, you could say it was 78% quantity now. But what I was getting at is now it's unidentified. When you run this map and kill it, which you know you can, it will count towards the unidentified maps challenge. That's the best part. And yeah, like I'm really happy that I rolled 2 more of the 8 mods, because yeah, these are my 8 mods I'm saving for my challenges that I'm still working on, part 3. I'm taking it a little bit easy. And then I have this twinned map. I'll put it here so I don't lose track of it. Maybe I'll run Trin through it. Alright, so keep going with the major thing The major thing, like if you have an overall goal that you should arrive to, let's say it's not that important if all you want is to casual the league, or if you only want the first MTX reward, or maybe even just the second one. I want to go for all 3 MTX rewards and the next to last totem piece. So I had an overall goal for my part 2. Part 1 was getting to maps and leveling to 90. But I completed that beforehand. So I leveled to 90 in this one. The goal that I had for part 2 is completing your Atlas. That is the important part, because the major quest line that you have to do while completing the Atlas is, of course, completing Zana's quest line, which this one sounds really scary, but I have options for you with this one. Zana's quest line, when you start it, when you start mapping, it's very self-explanatory. You follow the instructions that she gives you, and eventually you'll start getting circles on your map where when you highlight it, it will tell you this map boss will drop a shaper fragment, a memory fragment, and you have to do them in order. So tier, I believe, you get the tier 1 shaper orb. I'm probably going to subtitle the right term for it. I can't think of it right now. But you run the first one, it'll give you a tier 1 orb that will let you shape a map up, and you get to pick the one from that tier that you like the most, and it'll beef it up so that it keeps giving you experience that is manageable, like it's meant for your level, so that you have more of an incentive to play the maps you like, instead of just the ones that they offer at that tier. So it's like taking a map with you that you like the most. So you have to do them per tier, and eventually Elder will spawn because it's part of the storyline of Zana's questline. You spread the Elder, and when he pops with all of his Guardians, then the Guardians will have to be defeated. Be sure to pick them with the lowest tier first, so that you can get consecutive shaper fragments. Because if you do the highest tier ones, yeah, you'll still get the next one, but you won't. You'll pretty much remove the maximum amount you can get per Elder spawn. One tip that I can give you is, if you're frustrated with spawning Elder, if you defeat the Elder and remove him off the Atlas, keep running your highest tiered map until Elder spawns again, because Elder will spawn on the same tier of map that you're running. So if you run a tier 11, he will spawn on one of the tier 11s. So let me give this as an example. Tier 11. So let's say you're running Crimson Temple. As long as you keep running Crimson Temple, or let's say Precinct, because it's a Shaper influenced, knockout Shaper off of this one, Elder will spawn on any of the tier 11s, not the shaped ones. I don't believe the shaped ones. But on a dedicated tier 11, Elder will spawn on one of these, which will make it a lot easier to push him into the middle. I know I had a trouble with it, because eventually it gets to a point where you have to push Elder into the center. So story-wise, it goes, you get all of the memory fragments, you defeat Shaper's Guardians, then you defeat Shaper, then you have to push Elder into the middle, and then you have to defeat the Elder Guardians. You have to defeat the Shaper Guardians to spawn him in the middle, defeat the Elder Guardians to make him vulnerable, and then you have to defeat Uber Elder. And when you defeat Uber Elder, you get the credit for completing Zana's questline. And what I was going to say before you freak out about my build can't do Uber Elder, this was actually my first league that I was able to do Uber Elder. What I did in previous leagues, you go into /trade 820. I'll put that, yeah. Instead of typing it in the chat all small, I'll put it up right now. So type that into chat, hit enter, and then look for somebody that's doing Uber Elder runs. I'm not 100% sure if it can be on somebody else's map device, or you have to put Elder on yours. I would lean towards the latter. It has to be on yours so that you can grab the Elder Orb at the same time and Elder one of your maps, because that's pretty cool. You can take any map that you really like, as long as it isn't shaped already, and you can turn it into a dedicated tier 16. So I'd used Burial Chambers. I love the layout. It's linear. There's always a chance at dropping a doctor card, which, you know, it's like hitting roulette. And I liked it because I could hit it with 5 sextants. I was double, triple, quadruple dipping on all of the Legion challenges for this one. So yeah, I have Uber Elder sitting in the middle. I'm going to try him again later. So the overall goal of part 2 is push the Atlas. What I did is I would type in tier 1, or actually what I have, which is not required, is I have a map stash tab, and at the bottom of the map stash tab it gives you a bright line if you've completed the bonus objective. If you haven't done either the bonus objective or defeated the map, it'll be blank. If you've defeated the map but not the bonus objective, it'll be a dim line, and then if you've defeated the map and the bonus objective, it'll be a dark line. So what I did is I click on tier 1, I pick the one I need, I looked at PoTrade for that map, and then when someone finally responded, I would also ask, do you have any more of tier 1 for sale? I will buy all. And I did that with every tier, so it really makes it a lot easier, because I would say 90% of the time, I would, when I needed a map, and I would say, oh hey, I'm whispering them, of course, for tower, and then when they accept then they send me the party invite. Before I'll grab the currency, but before I hit visit hideout, I'll write, do you have any more tier 13s for sale that I could buy from you? Then I would right click their hideout, and while I'm loading, they can respond if they wanted to. Like I said, 90% of the time, so 9 out of 10 times, the person goes, yeah, what else do you need? And then I would list off, out of courtesy, only the ones I was missing from that tier. I didn't want to just waste their time, go through all my tiers and list off everything. I would only ask for all of the ones they had in that tier. And most of the time, they had all of the ones I was missing, and I would just bulk buy for that same price as the tower map. I would just multiply it by all of the other ones I'm missing. So that's how I completed my Atlas. Of course, you know, currency is not an issue. 8 Exalted's 588 Chaos. This league is crazy for currency, and I think that makes trading a lot harder as well, because people aren't going to respond, because they can just... It's faster for them to play maps. They can get 10 Chaos a map. Why are they going to stop mapping to sell you your 1 Alk or 1 Chisel map? You know, it's kind of a bummer. But with that trick, I got my entire map... my entire Atlas filled out. I saved all of my unidentifieds as well. So completing Zana's questline is your secondary objective. Your first one, of course, is reaching level 90, which in this challenge guide, sorry, I had a brain fart. In this challenge guide in part 2, normally it would be in my part 1, but I completed the challenge quicker in part 1. Reaching level 90 is another challenge that I put into this challenge. So I reached level 90 right here. This one also is one of the challenges that I did for the Monolith Aura effect. And this is going to sound really cheesy, but your best way to level to 90 is don't die. And I know that sounds really, really dumb, but with me being kind of reckless, I guess, when I play the game, dying, you lose 10% experience. Per map, I'm probably getting 3 to 5% experience, so I tend to complete 4 or 5 maps and then die once, which really, really stunts your path towards 90. And this is the best league I've played so far. When it comes to levels, I usually quit my character at 90, and some of the leagues I've actually pushed to 91, and in this league I've pushed to 93. So this is, I've broken my own record, so I'll toot my horn on that one for just a second. So reaching level 90. And then another one that popped was the Legion Generals. So this one was kind of cool. Let me see if I can find it. Legion Generals. So this is during your Timeless Monoliths that you pop in your mapping while you map. When you click on the Timeless Monolith, there's a chance that when you break it, purple smoke will point in a certain direction. Small chance. That is an indicator that there is a general inside that specific monolith that you broke. So if you need this one really bad, then go ahead and smash the monolith and wait a little bit before killing everything and see if the smoke points in a direction. If it points west, run your character to the west, and there it will be a frozen general. And you just have to do RNG. It has to be each one of the 5 generals once. So I got this one from popping them in maps. It's RNG. You just got to keep on playing. The next one I did was Legion Encounters 3, which is kind of silly because I believe all of the other Legion Encounters 4 and 5 popped in my first 12 challenges. And let me pull it up and show you the reason why it was late. Legion Encounters 3. The reason why this one didn't pop was because of generals. You need 25 of them. So what I just said about the RNG on popping Legion generals, the smoke will point in the direction of a general. You need 25. And it can be, of course, duplicates. So you don't have to have all 5 of them. It's possible, though very unlikely, that you get this challenge before getting the all 5 generals. That would be really, really bad RNG if you get 25 generals, but you don't get a mix of the 5 that are available. One fun fact is when I ran my first Timeless Conflict, which I believe you can run with just 2 emblems if you wanted to. If I'm wrong, it's 3. Because I've run 3s before. And what I did notice when I did my 4-way is that the generals I killed inside of Timeless Monolith, also the sergeants, because I had this one completed already, the sergeants and the generals in Timeless Conflict, they count towards this. That's really awesome. So you don't have to do these 25 in maps, because that's kind of a grind. If you do the Timeless Conflict, those numbers will tally towards this one too. So you can get that one fairly easily just by running just a couple. And by a couple, I mean 2, maybe 3 ways. Because I ended up getting the resurrecting 10 generals in one 3-way. I got that. So that means that's 10 of the 25 in one Timeless Conflict. So that one is a really easy way to complete that one. The next one, of course, I was also, while I was completing my Atlas. So when you're looking, some of these, I don't believe they'll show them anymore because I've already captured the souls. But when you're doing your Atlas bonus objectives, so for example, which one? Beach, definitely. Beach map, see, I got an unidentified one. It's tier 4 from a boss. The beach, oh, and this is pretty cool. If you don't know where the map is, you can either search it up here, beach, or when you go highlight over the map, it'll blink on your Atlas. So there's beach right here. And yeah, it doesn't show it anymore, but it'll also say soul of blah 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 can be captured here for your Pantheon. So what you do is you take your beach map, you take your divine vessels, which also drop, you put them both into your map device, and then when you run it and you kill the boss, when you come back, it'll be glowing because it has the captured soul of that boss inside your divine vessel. Then you just go talk to Sin in any act. What I do is the epilogue, and in the epilogue he'll give you bonus towards your Pantheon. So Pantheon hotkey is the letter Y, and you can see all of these are blue now. The ones that you have not completed will be gray. And then it'll also tell you capture, see there it says capture Ancient Architect, capture Sebert, I almost said Sherbert, capture Ambrius. You can also do a search in while you have your atlas open to search for what map holds that. And then, yeah, you run that map with the Divine Vessel. You need a total of 20. And I'll do the list. Here, I'll do this. And the list is right now. Cool. So if that was too fast, go ahead and scroll back, hit pause. That's the list. Mark them all down. When you do all 20 of them, you'll get the challenge for this one. Let me see. Pantheon. Complete the Pantheon 12 out of 12. You have to do all of them, of course. This is one of the ones I'm getting at, the corruption. This one, I've heard, is driving people crazy. Embrace corruption. So this one is has 4 objectives that all involve corruption. And this is one of the things that I'm going to tell you now. For 36 or 37 challenges, you have to have these long-term goals in effect. So what I was going for is specifically with Alva and her dailies. It has used the corruption altar in the Temple of Atsuatl to corrupt an item unpredictably. So you have to level that room, the corruption room, to rank 3. Then all you have to do is pop in a unique, any result is fine. It'll give you the corruption altar one right here. This one is the difficult one because it's RNG. You just have to keep running Alva. Also, another long-term goal for Temple of Atsuatl, what you have to run is one that I'm now saving for my 36 challenges, so part 3. Defeat Etziri in the Temple of Atsuatl. So you also have to level the Royal Meeting Room to rank 3 and run it and successfully kill Etziri, specifically in the Temple of Atsuatl. So those are 2 things with Alva and the Temple of Atsuatl that you have to work towards. Everything else is optional. So it's RNG, keep running it, keep popping it. It's frustrating. I've actually popped a fresh Alva twice now with the Royal Meeting Room in my original layout before doing all 13 combinations, and I have not gotten that room 2 more times to upgrade it to rank 3. So I'm still working on this one, but that's 2 things you have to do overall as a goal towards getting 36 or 37 challenges. Another one that is a goal that you should listen to is going to be, I believe, is it Deadly Encounters? No, that's Alluring Abyss. This one is the other one that you have to look for. It is defeat a delve boss at an area level of 75 or higher without using flares. So you absolutely have to do the Nico quests, and you have to delve to an area of level 75, and then turn either left or right, whatever your preference is. And whenever you hit a wall where you can go up or down, choose down, because you don't want to start working your way back up above level 75. You want to work your way down. I've been heading to the right now for a while and going down whenever I'm forced to go either up or down, and now I'm at a level of 80. So as long as I keep going down, the boss will spawn, hopefully. It'd be really bad if he spawns too high. But as long as he spawns in a level 75 or higher, all I have to do is not hit the number 6 to bust a flare, kill one boss, and I'll get credit for this. Also, defeating Abazoth, I got really lucky. He spawned in one of my tier 2 maps. You can run the Zona mod, And you can roll your mod maps to have Beyond Monsters will spawn. So if you double that up and you keep running it, you'll get an Abazoth. Also, I didn't run Abyss, but I got really lucky. I was running my tier 16s for a really long time, and one of my abysses turned into an abyssal depth, and that abyssal depth had an abyssal lich, so I got credit for this one as well. But yeah, that's RNG. As long as you're doing it on a high level map, you have to have abysses, which you can force with the Zana mod if you wanted to, and you have to get the RNG for it to be an abyssal depth, and then you have to get the RNG on top of that of it being an abyssal lich. But with these three things, Abazoth, the Delve, with Abazoth, the Delve boss, the abyssal lich, I'm pretty sure if you go into that same channel, Trade 820, you can buy these if you're on a time crunch, or if you want to complete the league faster. You know, like if you're worried that you're not going to get it, you can buy them for, I'm not sure. I haven't opened up trade chat this league because I want to do these all myself. But anywhere, like let's say if somebody's going to offer, I have an Abyssal Lich up in my map for 50C. If you write them, they'll invite you, you give them 50C, and then they'll kill their own Lich. You won't get any drops or anything, but you will get credit for it. So I'm not sure if the Delve boss has to be in your mine. I don't know. I've done it in previous leagues where Abazoth and the Abyssal Lich did not have to be in my map. So I'm not sure about the Delve boss because mines are mine specific, and I'm not sure about the Temple of Otsawatl because those temples are specific. But if anybody in the comments can let me know, I'll know that for later, and I can put in some captions, giving you credit. So with that one, we did Corruption was the one I was on. Let me finish talking about Embracing Corruption. Corrupt a gem into level 21, which I've done it on stream a couple of times now. You level your gem to 20, preferably 20 with a quality of 20. When it's 20/20, you hit it with a Val Orb, and it has a chance to upgrade into a level 21 gem. I did this twice. Actually 3 times. Twice with Cyclone, one of them I sold for an Exalt, and once with Fortify. So it's doable. Just go ahead and run 6 skills in your weapon swap, and when they all ping, you hit them all, and pray for RNG to hit you just right. Obtaining a corrupted mirrored item I got just by opening up my my strong boxes while playing the game. I didn't go for this one. I got lucky, but this one's as easy as you bring some crafting materials with you, find a white box, hit it with an Orb of Transmutation to turn it into a magic item, roll it with Alt until it says mirrored items, and then hit it with a Val and hope it doesn't change. Because if you corrupt a strongbox, when you pop it, your drops will be corrupted. So if you have the mirrored on a magic box and then you hit it with a Val Orb, it's a corrupted. Then when you pop it, it'll drop mirrored corrupted items. Which, like I said, this one popped for me because I got lucky. Just from RNG. Obtain 2 of the same sacrifice fragment from a Val Vessel in a Val side area. The most efficient way to do this is to grab your fragments, your sacrifice pieces that you have. Use your dusk or your dawn. Do not use your midnight or your noon. Those are worth more, and you'll have more dusks and dawns. But just pop in one at a time into your map device. It'll spawn Val side areas. Those Val side areas have a chance to drop another sacrifice piece or Val gems. And what's great is, I believe it took me 3 minutes of popping these, and when I killed the unique boss at the end and touched the Val Vessel, it gave me 2 dusks, which that gives you the requirement for this one. So that's all 4 of these, and then you get the Embrace Corruption will pop for you. This one is kind of like the more tricky one because it's 4 different objectives that are all have a similarity of being corruption-based things. Okay, I'm using Legion incubators. This one's pretty silly, actually. One of the big benefits to... one more. Sorry. When you defeat mobs in your timeless monoliths, they will possibly drop incubators. And I have not sold any. I have not bought any. I have just been playing, and I've been popping all of them when they drop on my character on whatever piece is available. I believe right now I'm actually running none. Okay. I guess I've been focusing more on delving and stuff. I've popped all of them, but normally I have one on my axe, on my amulet, on my chest, on my helmet. Like, I'm running them. I don't really care about making money off of selling them, but I've run them, and you only need to do 18 of these. So you can also buy these off of PoTrade if you don't want to deal with RNG, and you only need 18, and I've done 22 out of 18, so I've done above and beyond. Only one I'm missing is the Time Lost, which I think is the most expensive one and the most rare one. But 18 of them is super easy. Like I said, buy them off of PoTrade if you want to knock these out quicker. Use currency items. This one arguably should have been in my first video, but I decided to end the 12 challenges with doing Elder. I wanted a cool ending to that one. But these quality currency items, this one's changed a little bit. It's upgrade items and strong boxes to their maximum quality, not just use the item once, which previous leagues is use one of each of these. But if you put them on white items, you'll only need 4. So a white armor piece will only need 4 armor scraps. A white weapon will only need 4 blacksmith's whetstones. A white flask will only need 4 of the glass blowers. Gem cutters prisms is for the gems, obviously. You need a maximum of 20, but what I would recommend is searching PoTrade for the gem that you want, and one of the recommendations that I would put in to limit your searches is put a gem quality of 1. That'll give you only gems that have quality, which means it'll exclude all of the ones that are blank, that have no quality on them. So you can get the cheapest one for that has quality on it, which I think it's very, very rare to find a gem that has 1 quality on it. I think I see 4s and 6s like crazy. So that is usually the same price as a regular gem, like if you bought it without quality. But I know I found a Cyclone that was level 1 and the quality was 14, and I bought it for 1 chaos. So that's 14 free gem cutters prisms if you were going to spend all of those, you know, on boosting your item. So then I only needed 6 more to turn it into a 20, and I got it that way. Cartographers, same way. White maps, 4 chisels. Engineer's orbs, which I should have known this. I was thinking of the unique strong boxes. On a white strong box, you only need 4 engineer's orbs to get it to plus 20. And all of these will be 20 quality to max them out. I was thinking of the unique challenge when I was looking at this one, which unique items need a whole 20. So like my Atziri's Disfavor, I needed 20 blacksmith's whetstones because it's a unique. So unique strong boxes would need 20 engineer's orbs. So this one could have been, this one's a lot easier. You can knock this one out easy. You can also buy all of these items off PoTrade and just spam them if you wanted to. These are all like maintenance, kind of like teaching you how to play the game challenges, which I really like. Then I achieved Ascension. You go for your Uber Labs. So achieving Ascension. This is actually the first league that I found all of my trials myself. Normally I went into Trade 820 or Global 820 and looked specifically for people going, I have trial of whatever. I can't think of any of them right now, but you know what I mean. Trial of blah 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 in my map, 4 portals. You can tip them if you want to. In trade, they'll sell them to you, especially if they didn't run it and they are giving you the offering of the goddess. So tipping is nice. Be polite, of course. But like I said, this league is the first league that I've gotten all of them myself. I didn't have to look for that one elusive one that was driving me crazy that I never got. And once you get all of them on one character, Uber Labs will be unlocked for your other characters as well. So, and of course you got to run the 3 labs before it and get them all unlocked in story mode to be able to unlock the Uber Labs. So with that one, getting that one, I got, when you did all 4 of them, you get the challenge for this one. And then the last one that I went with was completing Elder maps, which also was Elder or Shaper maps, which was actually pretty easy. When you're going for the Atlas completion, all of the Shaper maps, all of the Elder maps, they count towards that challenge. And because you're doing the Zana quest line, you'll be popping Elder maps to move Elder. You'll be doing Shaper maps to make Shaper go away so he doesn't bother you when you're trying to do the Zana quest line. And after doing 50 of them, you get credit for this one. So if you're lagging on that one, just pick out all of these. All of the Galaxy ones are Shaper, all of the Gray Tentacle ones are Elder. Just knock them out, any combination, you'll get that credit for that one as well. And then one thing I wanted to show, of course, is going to be the MTX. So I'll go Monolith. It's the aura effect, so Monolith aura effect. That is the Monolith aura effect, and let me pop the Monolith helmet just to add it to the mix. So this is what you would be going for. It's an aura effect. It attaches to an aura. You have to have the aura active, of course. I thought it was a character effect for the longest until I read the fine print, and it attaches to an aura. So if you're not running an aura, you can't use this. But most builds use auras. So it's a helmet and it's an aura effect. So I really hope that this challenge guide helped someone. If it did, please leave a comment. Let me know. That gives me that little boost to keep doing what I'm enjoying doing, and to let me know that somebody's out there watching. So thank you so much, and I'll see you for part 3. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you can hit the like button in the bottom right and go ahead and click on my guy here to subscribe to the channel, that would help us out a lot. Also, if you want to watch me stream on Twitch, I stream Monday through Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. Central. So I'll see you then.